Okay, so the point of this project is to be able to take all of our assessment data for the different assessments that we're giving our students that need to be progress monitored, and putting it together into a spreadsheet that will tell us exactly what we need to know in the easiest way possible. So with our special ed data, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tests that are all being assessed. We've got the FastBridge reading test, we've got the F&P, we've got reading comprehension through the accelerated reader, we've got MCAs, we've got reading fluency with the hot and cold test with Read Naturally, and then we've got reading sight words with the Fry list. And so what I want to be able to do is have this all of this individual student data shown on this screen. So like, for example, if I had to write a progress report for Justin, I would have all of his data. He's only taken one test. But if I had, Sarah, I would have all of her information. I would have the last 3 trials. I could change this to 2, right, where I can see the last 2 tests that she's taken of the FastBridge reading test, the reading comprehension test, AR. I can see her reading fluency the last 2 times, and it's ordered by the most recent first up at the top. We've also got the average going on here, so I can take the average of the first or the last 3 times she's taken it, or the average of the last 2 times she's taken it, really however I want to do that. I'll also get my reading sight words with which list they've taken an assessment of, what their percentage was on that list, and the date that they took it. And then 80% is mastery for this, so it'll turn green when they've mastered that test if it's above 80% for any of these. And any more sight words will show up down in here. So that's the individual student part of this. So I can get a really quick look at, if I got a conference coming up, I can quickly look, and I could even print this off. I think you could print this. Yeah, it would show up right on one page. It would work out really nice for a conference. Then I've also got an all student list, and there's nothing to change in this one, but this would be more of like your regular grade book, where it's going to go through and pull all the individual students who have had assessments and pull their assessment information for each of these tests, the same data that's before. Now it's just all of our students on one page. There's a bunch of tabs down here at the bottom that's just going to be separating out our different individual tests from our inputted data. So you can see what the Google form looks like here. So I'm going to show you how this works. You go to the setup, and I just took the link for the assessment form on this, the non-editing link, so that all you do is you'd click there, you'd open it up, and I'd be able to put in my student's name. Let's say Dave's going to take a test, because I don't think Dave has any assessment data in here yet. No Dave. So let's see how this works. I put in the date of the assessment. Let's say he took this test on the 11th, and it was the reading sight words list. So we pick the type of assessment, and we're just going to get the input questions for that test. I won't get all of the assessment questions. I'll only get the one that I chose. So let's say he assessed on list 1. It was mastered, sure, and he got an 89%. So let's submit. We can see on our input, Dave's data is right here. Dave took it. It was on this day. Here's the test he took. And you can see underneath the list assessed, it was 1, yes, and then we've got his percentage right here. So that's not really important where, on this side, where this all goes. I could change this if I wanted to the 12th. Then it's going to pull that data over into the reading sight words, the Fry list, and I can see that Dave took this test on I feel like something's kind of messed up on this one. I don't know. Dave, I forgot what date I put that at. Dave took this test on the 12th. It's just filtered by the date of the assessments, the most recent assessments up at the top. Dave took this on the 12th. He mastered list 1 with an 89%. And I can see that it adds Dave's name into this all students data and fills in that data. This is the most recent test, so it's not the highest, it's the most recent test that they've taken. Then we can go through and we can see that Dave's added onto our single student data. We can see that he hasn't taken any tests, but he has taken this Fry list. So let's add some more to Dave. Right here. And let's say he took this one later on. Fry list. Let's say he took list 2 on that date and he did not master, he got a 56%. So let's add that in. And you can see that it's going to change his most recent to the Fry level, and is taking it on number 2. But so it will tell you that he's on list number 2. It just will tell you that he hasn't mastered it yet. It won't tell you on this all student data that he's taken 1 and mastered it, but you should probably assume that from the fact that he's on 2. But on the single student data, it will show you how he's doing over time. So he took this one on the 12th, passed it. He took this one on the 15th, did not pass it, and that's where he's at. Right now, one other thing that I can show you is, so let's see, let's look at Sarah's data here. If I put a new entry in for, let's say I'm going to put something in for like the 15th, like I forgot that Sarah took this test on the 15th, she was at 4.0 and she got an 80-something%. That's FastBridge. So we want to find Sarah. She took this on the 15th. This was FastBridge, and I'm just looking to see that something shows up right in between these two to show that it is getting ordered in there. She took a 5 percentile, was 87%, her reading level was 4.0, and she was having an issue with phonics. So let's see. So there it goes. Sarah's, so now that's one of her 3 most recent. It bumps the oldest one out, and there's where Sarah's at. Her most recent doesn't change on here because that is not how that works. So that's the demo of how this works. It's kind of nice that you can see all the different the individual students on this part, and to be able to see all of the all student data. So that's how that form and sheet works.